Once you're a non-dualistic thought, anytime you conjure up an idea, the opposite will automatically be activated at the same time because it's non-duality. So, for example, I was walking and just thinking to myself, I need absolute quiet now. And now, as I was thinking that thought, I could hear another thought in tangent with it at the same time saying, oh my God, I need absolute chaos. It's the complete opposite of quiet, right? Because of that reason, because if I were to manifest, let's say, a quiet environment, because I'm navigating from a non-dualistic reality, it means that chaos will ensue, and it will be followed by chaos, or chaos will come up at the same time. And not everybody is like that. Not everybody is in non-dualistic frequency. Some people are still in dualistic mode because they still need to learn the lessons of duality, and they need to be able to discern and choose which polarity that resonates with their being. And once you've done that, you can then transcend that to a non-dualistic way of being or way of thinking. But then it comes with a whole set of challenges. So the way to navigate that is to be neutral, to be still. It's not so much manifesting with thought, it's more like being that state that you desire. Being stillness, being joy, being a frequency. And because you are living non-duality, which we all have access to, if you wish to connect with that frequency or that dimension, right? Then automatically the outside, the external, will reflect that inner state externally for you. Even if you don't necessarily put two and two together and you don't specify exactly how you're going to get there, but in the end of the day, it becomes your reality almost instantaneously, which is very different from the law of attraction, because the law of attraction is based on duality. You want to attract a certain outcome, and you want to vibrate on that certain outcome, separate yourself from the opposite of that. If you want to manifest abundance, you want to separate yourself from poverty. If you want to manifest love, you want to separate yourself from apathy, and that's valid. But not all of us are living that reality anymore. Some of us are in non-dualistic reality. And when you're in non-dualistic reality, the key is to be in no thought. The key is to free your mind, to empty your mind, and to be. And because then any thought will come automatically with its opposite. So the effort that you put in trying to generate or manifest or think about a certain thing, you're automatically generating the opposite of it simultaneously. And that's the tricky thing about non-duality. So for all of us who are non-dualistic thoughts, it's imperative that you stay neutral, you stay calm, you allow your inner being to move you. This is the emergence of the soul. It's beyond the three-dimensional reality. It's beyond black and white. You're allowing for a larger, greater soul being to come through you, for you to be in tune and to channel with the energies. And it is a state of being, not a state of doing. It is a state of being and feeling, not a state of thinking or planning or making lists. These are very different realities. And I'm not saying don't engage in polarity, because that might just be where you are, and that's okay. That is a necessary dimension to navigate. But beyond that, it's a whole different ball game. And anytime you function based on dualistic thoughts in a non-dualistic frequency that you've manifested for yourself or that you arrived at, you cannot think in duality any longer, because then it becomes a trap. You're literally entrapping yourself. Once you choose, once you specify a thing, the opposite of it will manifest at the same time. So you gotta be really careful to not engage with any thoughts and to detach from all thoughts, good or bad, positive or negative outcomes, because this is all duality. In non-duality, there are no negative outcomes. In non-duality, you are in a state of being, not a state of doing. You're a state of magnetic attraction and flow, not in a state of action plans and lists and manifestations. It's a state of being, so it comes from your inner reality, the way that you feel within your very soul, the way that you vibrate. And that requires a certain degree of spaciousness and detachment. Detachment to any certain outcome. Oh, okay, thank you. Okay, so the key here, to wrap it up, is based on the example that I shared before. If you want to manifest quiet, let's say, and you're a non-dualistic reality, you're not going to be thinking about quiet. You're going to be in no thought. You're going to be in stillness of being. You are going to feel the quiet within yourself, and it will become your reality. You don't manifest quiet. You don't think about quiet, because if you do, you will manifest the shadow of that or the opposite of that, because you are a non-duality being. So the way to manifest quiet is to be the quiet, to feel the essence of peacefulness and inner stillness within your very being, and it becomes your reality. So the key to manifest from non-dualistic thought, or the key to be, because there is no outcome, there is no solution, because there is no problem, right? Solution and problem are all dualistic languages, or words, terminologies. So the key to be a non-dualistic reality is to be, and I hope that makes sense. Is to be still, to vibrate on the frequency that resonates with your inner being the most, to allow these feelings to flow in and out of you, to breathe with it, to give it space to be. So to give yourself space to be, to ground in nature, to allow the frequencies that are coming directly from your higher self, your fifth dimensional, sixth dimensional soul, to vibrate and to ground itself through your body. This is what you're here to do when you're a non-dualistic thought. It's a frequency of being. It's not a frequency of doing or changing things or making stuff happen. No, that's not non-duality. That is duality. And these are two different realities. And you have to understand that if you had evolved and progressed in your spiritual evolution to be a non-dualistic reality, you cannot operate from dualistic thoughts. You have to understand this is a different game with different rules and different intentions, and as well different results. It's a freaking magical way of living. And feel free to share if any of the things that I said make sense, and I would love to hear your own experience about that if you want to share any.